It's under your skin. The way that I'm underground.
Alright, you do the ride? Yeah.
Hop on in. Let's go.
Peddlin Pirates started May 8th, 2010. My partner came up to me during the time that I was working at the bar downtown. He asked me if I wanted to buy a rickshaw with him and kind of alternate who rode it and then save up and buy more. And I just said, hey, why don't we make a business plan and get about 6 of them together and just go from there. Basically just securing all the licenses you need to operate with the city. That was the first order of business. We went down to the city hall and got all the permits we needed to run the business from home. Other than that, I just had to do some marketing, make sure we can get our name out there. We started throwing around different names. We finally got to Peddlin Pirates because we wanted to incorporate something with Pirates and ECU into the company name so that the students could identify with it. So Peddlin was pretty easy to come up with. You know, we're pedaling the bikes around, and Pirates just fit really well with the whole East Carolina, Greenville area. My best friend from high school was big in art and architectural design. I had him do the logo for me. It's just something that I wanted to be kind of funny and goofy, as well as getting our point across of what we did. A lot of people don't really know what a rickshaw is when you tell them, so having a picture of a rickshaw with some goofy pirates and a parrot on his shoulder really made us stand out as far as the company goes. We got the name of the company, we got our LLC paper started, and we started a Facebook page, and that was really the first step of marketing. We really created a big buzz throughout the school and the community just by adding people on Facebook, and people started kind of talking amongst themselves about what was Peddlin Pirates and what we were going to be doing. So that's really how the buzz started, and then after we got going, I put flyers up around and started just getting people to kind of market through business cards and handing out cards at parties and whatnot, and that's really how we got the word out. That worked out pretty well for us because when we opened up, people already kind of were expecting to see us. They didn't really see us before we started marketing until we opened up. We have 6 bikes. We actually just ran all 6 of them for the first time about 3 weeks ago. It was just up until that point that we couldn't run every bike because there was always a mechanical failure. Something was breaking on one of the bikes. We'd have all 6 of them ready on Monday. By Thursday, we'd only have 3 or 4 because one or 2 of them had broken since that time. The rickshaws came all the way from China. We ordered them online. It took about a month to get here, and when they got here, they didn't come with instructions to put them together. So that was a big headache to even get these things assembled.
These things have been a headache and a half trying to get fixed, man. Never bought anything from China. To get them to this point right here, took me forever. Like right up until about right now, man. Took me this long to get these things actually to the point where I can work them. They'd come back and they wouldn't be broken at the end of the night. I went down, chain caught, fell off, put it back on. And now this thing's being a pain in the butt.
We've done a lot of upgrades to the bike since we got them. When we got these things out of the box, they look really bad. We've done a lot of work to improve the bikes. The first thing we did was we got motors. We couldn't get people up the hills because they're only a single speed gear system, and it was just too much pressure to get 3 or 4 people up a hill, so they had to get out most of the time. The other half of the time the bikes would break because of under the pressure, the amount of stress the bikes were under. So getting the motors has helped out a great deal, and relieving the stress you're putting the bikes through. We hadn't had as many mechanical breakdowns. The guys are not nearly as tired as they were before we got the motors. I mean, these bikes are very, very heavy to pedal around, and when you do 2 or 3 rides, you know, it takes a lot out of you, but when you have a motor, you can really kind of zip around town and you don't get as tired as fast, especially in the warmer weather.
This thing's heavy.
Yeah.
The bike itself's heavy. Assistant motor, you gotta get used to that too. Because that'll pull you right off onto the side of the curb. It's gonna make this wheel go all over the place.
Yeah.
When you push down the gas, so it took a while to get used to it.
We got the plastics to help us out with the colder weather. Customers don't want to ride the bikes when it's cold out. It's probably the same thing as keeping your window down in the wintertime when you're driving your car. People just don't do it. So we wanted people to get in the bikes and feel warm, so we put the plastic on there, and it definitely cuts down on the wind you're feeling in your face, as well as when it rains, the canopies protect you from getting rained on, but the rain still blows in from the sides, and that's something the plastic helped cut down on as well. The bikes stay very dry now when it rains, and it's almost like riding inside of a cab. The lowest price you're going to pay per person is $3. The highest price you're going to pay per person is $6. If gas goes up to $5, $6 a gallon, I don't see how any taxis can make any money by charging a fair price to get people where they have to go. So this is going to be something that's going to be a great alternative to the traditional taxi cabs. We wanted to keep them competitive with the taxis, as well as fit into the college-age kids' budget. As a student, I know how it is trying to balance your finances, and it's hard to pay for things when you want to go have some fun. So we wanted to make sure that it was affordable for the kids at the end of the night when they came out of the bars. Just basically, I want them to be excited to get on the rickshaw, to be around that experience. Is something a little bit different than a taxi cab can offer you. You're outside, you're feeling the fresh air, you're not talking to some 40-year-old creepy guy who's just working in a sweaty cab. It's somebody that you probably see on campus or you might have a class with. So it's a comforting experience rather than kind of a sketchy, awkward experience as most people have when they ride in cabs.
I feel like that's better because you never know like who your cab driver is going to be, and with the student, like I always feel safer.
I personally would feel pretty safe with the Peddlin Pirates guy versus a cab driver, yeah.
I've had bad experiences with Safe Ride, and I'm a little bit of a green freak, so I really do like the idea.
It's also good knowing that we're helping cut down on the crime rate in Greenville. Since I got here in 2005, you know, the number of armed robberies that have taken place, I think, have gone up, even though the city will try to tell you it's gone down. But I think that with us being out there at, you know, 12 to 3 at night is a good deterrence of crime. Anybody that's probably going to do something to somebody might think twice about it when they see one of these bikes riding up and down the roads, you know, because there's not that many street lights around, so there's a lot of dark spots. And I think that this business really helps out cut down crime in the town. Right now I have about 22 guys working for me. About 15 of them are active, they work every week, and then I got about 5 or 6 that kind of work once or twice a month. The guys are great. They make it easy to come to work every day. You know, when I have a group of employees that make it fun to work, they're excited about coming into work. It's not like they drag their feet, coming in all late with a bad attitude. They come here with, you know, a good attitude. I'd say about 99% of my guys are students. They work a couple nights a week. They can go home with a little bit of cash in their pocket and then get a paycheck in 2 weeks. So that helps them out financially. I know it's a little bit of a relief for their parents who are still giving them money.
You got a slow night, you got a good night. On a good night, it can be anywhere from 60 to 100 plus. Now on a slow night, anywhere from, you know, 20 up.
I just like being around people, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm in a college town, you know, and I get pretty good connections around here. I've met some pretty interesting people, like, we talk about, you know, possible job offers later and stuff. But, I mean, it's good to network when you're in college. This is a good place to do it, I feel like.
This is a great job for students to have because it you know, it takes up a night of your time, so that's at least one night that you won't be out drinking and spending money. You'll actually be getting exercise and making money. Martin is really good about making sure everyone breaks even at $8 an hour if they get bad tips, so he always took real good care of us.
The competition was fierce when it started. They opened up about 5 months before we did, and they shut down about 5 months ago, actually. They haven't been out since it's gotten colder. That's helped us out a lot because a lot of the people couldn't distinguish the difference between our company and their company. They thought it was the same company. So with them not being around for the past 4 months has really helped us solidify our market position in this market because they're not around to compete with us. The biggest difference is the quality of service you get. When you get on our bikes, you can expect to get where you have to go safely.
Blankets, stuff like that. I got lighter, gum, all that. I like to keep it so that if I get asked anything, I've got it for them.
The summertime is always a hard year economically for us. The population of this town pretty much zeroes out. It's pretty much like a ghost town in the summertime. So we already have a plan in motion for that. We're actually going to Virginia Beach this summer. We went to Ricewood Beach last summer. That worked out pretty well for us as far as the potential to make money. The only thing that we couldn't really get down was just the whole logistics of the operation. We have that squared away in Virginia Beach this summer, so I think that it's going to be a little bit different than last year. It's nice owning your own business. You have a lot of flexibility with things you can do, and there's always an opportunity to get better. So it's just an endless work, pretty much. Hopefully it'll continue forever. I'd like to pass this down to my kids. It's just one of those things that if I can create a solid, stable business, I'm not in it to make $1 million. I'm in it to really just provide a useful tool for the kids around here to use when they go out. The only advice I can really give is just do not get discouraged. It's very, very easy to get discouraged early on because you might have a big plan on making millions of dollars, and when it doesn't happen overnight, you can get kind of down on yourself. Just stick with it. You always have to keep on trucking because, you know, eventually something's going to go your way if nothing has already.
Hello, how you doing? I believe in Peddlin Power. It's the wave of the future. Thank you. Just call me Mr. X.